I'm going to feed my kids. And he's like, well, I haven't eaten for days. And I'm like, okay, what were you expecting from me? Like, for me to buy you dinner? Like, what the fuck? And he was like, well, I'm just saying. I said, all right, see you later. I've spoke to him for countless hours to get him ready for giving the truth. I have spoke to him about what happened. I do know from his kind of point of view what he thinks kind of happened, but then there was always questions he would never answer, and those questions were related to things that were really important to the case. And the thing is, like, I gave you a platform and I backed you when I needed to back you, because sometimes you were telling small bits of truth, but at the same time, like, even the message you put on Koshla's mummy's wall the other day, he was like, this is about me. This is about, like, I'm doing this. I'm the only one who's going to stand up. I'm the only one who believes in justice. I'm the only one, me. But you haven't stood on business. And now you're like, well, actually, I've told Billy I'm not going to court. I'm not doing nothing. He could have been threatened. I don't know. I don't think he has. Yeah, Dan. I don't think he has been threatened, because I think he would tell me that, because he's told me lots of stuff like that before. And I think he would say to me, like, I can't do this. Like, I'm getting threatened. My family's getting threatened, or whatever. I think he would say it. I think he's thrown his toys out the pram, and again he's like, yeah, I'll play you the clip again in a minute, because I was just explaining to people, I've blocked him on everything now. I've blocked him on here, I've blocked him on Facebook. He cannot get hold of me in any way, because I've had enough. There is a certain thing when you're playing games and you're back and forth with the family that I don't want to take part in that, and you've made it quite clear now that you don't even wish to go to, you don't even want to go to court anymore, and you've even told Billy that you're not going to do that. So again, I think it was because he said to me the other day, did you see the post that they've shared on Facebook that I wrote? What do you think? And I said, I think you were a dickhead. I said, I think you've let the family down more, and I think you've literally made it sound very much like, look what I'm doing for you, and look what I've done, and I'm the only one doing this. Well, actually, if you weren't there and you didn't take part in this, you wouldn't have to do those things. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah, does it as well. She does.
Let me just explain that first bit, because he says to me, you edited it. Yes, you did. So last night when I got off the live, I had the video, I uploaded of Dan mcmeekin, where he calls me a dickhead on Facebook, the Facebook live he did. So he found that video yesterday and said, you've uploaded this today to make fun of me, and you've edited it. And I said, now that was been up since the day you did it. Thanks, Dane. It's been up since the day that you did it. Like, it's been up for 5 weeks. So he said to me, you've edited that post. I said, no, I didn't. I downloaded your live and I uploaded the whole thing. So that's why he's saying to me, you've edited it. But he only saw it yesterday. That's why he's getting in the mood. It's been there the whole time. Since before I ever had a conversation with him, he knew that was up there.
Yeah, does it as well. She does. I don't care. And he went in a slum. I'm not even doing it. I'm not going to court. So that's me. I'm not going. I'm simple in marriage, I'm not doing it. So
I just have loads of questions around it, yeah, and we'll get inside his case in a minute. Hey Ken, a grown man, yeah, 29 years of age. I have loads of questions around why it happened, etc. And he's always said, like, oh, it started because of Madison, but he won't tell you why it started because of Madison. He don't tell you about the argument, what happened, what was going on around that time. He always just says, no, I can't remember that part. I can't remember. When you ask about the last day, he can't remember. He just can't remember. You can't barely understand it. And then I've been playing this back and forth with him of just like, you just need to go to court and tell the truth, that's it. I've asked him several times, can you write out a whole statement of what happened to give it to the family, so if the police in Spain are corrupt, the family still have it there, everything that's happened, and they can take it to their solicitor. And he said, no, because I've made a statement with the civil guard and I don't want to give you the wrong information. I don't want to give you another statement which won't have the same information. And I'm like, well, why would it be different if it's the same? Like, the truth is the truth, right? Lisbon, yeah. The truth is the truth and there's no two versions, so why can't you write it out? Like, if you guys said to me, can you tell me the John George case? I'd be like, yeah, this is what happened. I wouldn't be like, well, actually, I've told you one case, but let me just check which one I want to tell you today. Like, there's only one truth. And I think it comes down to, and the only thing I can work out is it comes down to something is being hidden, right? And I never expected him to tell me the truth, but now I know he's definitely not going to help the family, then I don't need to be involved with him. I believe that there is something that he has done that he is trying to hide. and I believe that may have been helping to bury John George's body. I honestly believe with him being the runaround and that it'll go for this, go for that, it wouldn't have been a choice. And I believe the day that he broke down, the day after on the 15th, is because he'd just buried a body. And I'm just going to be really honest with you, that's what I think it is. I blocked him everywhere. I 100% believe there was at least 3 of them that did it, and I think Madison was one of them, and I think Johnny was one of them, and Dan was one of them. And I think that he then went back to the Abbey Tavern where he was kind of like falling apart because he'd just seen John George's dead body. I do believe that, and I believe that's what he's trying to keep out of it. We do believe now, I can't tell exactly why, but we do believe he was buried at one point and moved. There's just something that I think you're the gopher. You get kind of fed like drugs by these people when you've behaved, and we know for a fact there was lots of things that went on over there. Yeah, no, exactly, MCBC, but I'm just saying, like, obviously that for me is the point where he's hiding. I believe that some people are built for certain things, they're not built for other things, and I think involving yourself in shit like that may be all fun and games until you have to bury someone's body. And I do believe that was probably what happened. And I can't say for sure, but I do think that's what's stopping him telling the whole truth, where he's like, to explain this or explain that, I have to explain this, and then I have to implicate myself. So he's just played these games. We need to now just cut him off. Like, you're not helping, you're not doing anything, you're never going to tell the truth. The truth will out at some point. And there will be someone who, I can't even say who at this point, but there'll be somebody who kind of knows all of these people, who was around them before and afterwards, who has the whole story and has probably spoken to everyone separate and kind of has heard kind of what happened that day. And I do believe eventually it will come out.